The table above shows some values of the linear function f, which of the following defines f. So by looking at the choices, we see that we need to write a linear function based on this table. So if you're going to write a linear function, remember, we want to write an equation in slope-intercept form, and we know this because that's the form that's used in all of these choices right here. Now, when you write this equation in this form, you have to know what slope is. We need a number there. You also have to know what the y-intercept is. So that's just one way of answering this question. I'll show you a different method in just a minute, but first let's just write the equation. So to define slope, we're going to use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can pick any 2 points. These are considered the x values, and these are considered the y values. So let's use 2, 1, and maybe use what? 4, 7. So we'll call this, the 2 points that we're going to be using are going to be 2, 1 and 4, 7. We can label these x1, y1, and label the second pair x2, y2. Let's go ahead and plug those in so we can find slope. So we have 7 minus 1 over 4 minus 2, which is 6 over 2, and that is 3. So we can actually pause here for a minute and glance at the answer, see if there's any answer that has 3 as a slope. And C appears to be the only one, so we know that C is the answer. If you wanted to figure out what B is, the B value that is, you would just use one of the points that you just used to find slope and plug it into your equation right here. So you would have something that looks like this. You'd have 1 equals the slope that you just found times x, which is 2, plus b. And then 1 equals 6 plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides. And you find that the b value is -5, which we already knew because we knew the answer was C. So that's just the one way of solving, is finding the equation using algebra. The second method you could use, which is maybe a time saver or a time consumer if the answer is actually closer to the end, one of the last few choices, is you can use the black solving method, where you take each x value, plug it into each of these equations, and see if it yields the corresponding y value. So for example, plug in a 1, you would have 1 minus 3, which gives you a -2. So it appears the first one works. But we can't just try one, we have to try multiple values. So let's try this one. 4 take away 3 gives us a 1. Well, we were expecting a 7, so that one didn't work. So that's just another method. You can use the back solving method, just so you know.